World War I marked the dawn of aerial combat in human history. But when it came to these dogfights in the sky, the United States was late to the game. So, how did America join the fight above the clouds, pilots, planes, and legendary air battles? This is the story of the United States in the air during World War I. When the war broke out in 1914, the U.S. stayed neutral. At that time, America's air power was almost non-existent. By the time the U.S. officially entered the war in 1917, it had just 55 airplanes, and only a few hundred trained pilots, most of them civilians with very limited military training. There was no solid aviation infrastructure, not enough aircraft, not enough experienced personnel. But the brutal conditions in Europe changed that quickly. To make up for the gap, the U.S. started using French and British aircraft in combat. American pilots were also trained by allies overseas. Planes like the French SPAD-13 and the British Sopwith Camel became favorites among American flyers. In fact, many American pilots had already been flying for the French as volunteers, most famously in the Lafayette Escadrille, a squadron of American adventurers turned fighter aces. One of them would become a legend, Eddie Rickenbacker, America's top ace of the war with 26 confirmed kills. A former race car driver, he took his speed and fearlessness to the skies, where he quickly rose to fame. Like Rickenbacker, many U.S. pilots earned the title of Flying Ace. By the end of the war, the U.S. Air Service had grown dramatically, 45 squadrons and about 740 combat-ready aircraft. American pilots went head-to-head with German Fokkers in intense dogfights. These sky duels often lasted just seconds, a blink between life and death. And while many American aviators lacked the experience of their European counterparts, they made up for it with courage, instinct, and quick maneuvers. There was no radar. Parachutes. Not common yet. These pilots flew into battle relying on nothing but their eyes, reflexes, and pure guts. Despite its late entry, the U.S. made a real impact in the skies. These first air battles laid the foundation for what would later become one of the world's strongest air forces. The skies of World War I were where it all began, and even today, those early battles are remembered as a source of pride for the United States Air Force.